In this review session, we are working on the properties of limits by solving some questions. Question number 1. If limit of f of x as x approaches 3 equals 5 and limit of g of x as x approaches 3 is 7, find limit of f of x plus 2 as x approaches 3, limit of 2f of x plus 3g of x as x approaches 3, and limit of f of x divided by g of x as x approaches 3. Limit of f of x plus 2 as x approaches 3. We know limit of sum of two functions is the same as sum of limits, which is limit of f of x as x approaches 3 plus limit of 2 as x approaches 3. Limit of f of x as x approaches 3 is 5. Limit of 2 as x approaches 3 is 2. It's a constant, so this limit is 7. Limit of 2f of x plus 3g of x as x approaches 3 is the same as 2 limit of f of x as x approaches 3 plus 3 limit of g of x as x approaches 3. Limit of addition is addition of limits, and limit of a constant times a function is the constant times the limit of the function. This is the same as 2 times 5 plus 3 times 7. It is 31. Question number 2. If limit of f of x as x approaches 3 equals 5 and limit of 2f of x plus g of x as x approaches 3 equals 7, find limit of g of x as x approaches 3. We know limit of 2f of x plus 3g of x plus g of x as x approaches 3 is equal to 2 limit of f of x plus limit of g of x as x approaches 3. By given information, 7 equals 2 times 5 plus limit of g of x as x approaches 3. This means limit of g of x as x approaches 3 is negative 3. Question number 3. If limit of f of x divided by g of x as x approaches 2 is 5 and limit of g of x as x approaches 2 equals 0, find limit of f of x as x approaches 2. Since denominator approaches 0 as x approaches 2 and limit is a number, limit of f of x divided by g of x as x approaches 2 is a number, then limit of f of x as x approaches 2 equals 0. To prove this, we say if limit of f of x as x approaches 2 is not 0, since the denominator approaches 0, the limit does not exist, which is contradicting the fact that the limit is 5. Thank you.